Unit 1, that is Riemann integration. So basically this unit have the definitions of lower bound, upper bound, and dot box, upper and lower sum, and the theorems on Riemann integrals. So starting we have the definition of upper bound. So to define the upper bound, here there exists a constant k. There exists constant k such that f of x, which is less than or equal to k, for all the elements x belongs to the closed interval ab, then we say that this function f of x is bounded above and k is called as the upper bound. So to define the upper bound, there exists a constant k such that the condition is f of x is less than or equal to k for all the element x belongs to the closed interval ab, and this function f of x is called as the bounded above and the constant k is called as the upper bound of f of x. So similarly we define the lower bound. For this also there exists a real number. There exists a real number L. So again this real number f of x is greater than L for all x belongs to the closed interval AB, and this L is called as the lower bound of f of x, and f of x is bounded below. So for this again we have, for the definition of lower bound, there exists a real number L. F of x is greater than L for all x belongs to closed interval AB. For the upper bound, there exists a constant k such that f of x is less than or equal to k. This is the condition for the upper bound, and here this k is called as the upper bound of f of x, and f of x is the bounded above function. So similarly for the lower bound, there exists a real number L. F of x is greater than L for all x belongs to closed interval AB, and L is the lower bound for the function f of x, and f of x is bounded below. The next definition will be partition of closed interval. Partition of closed interval. So to define the partition of closed interval, here we have the closed interval AB. Suppose closed interval AB, then by partition P of closed interval AB, we mean a finite set of points x0, x1, x2 and so on xn, where this closed interval A, which is equal to x naught which is less than or equal to x1 which is less than or equal to x2 which is less than or equal to, and so on, which is less than or equal to xi minus 1 which is less than or equal to xi, and so on xn, and which is equal to b. It means the closed interval AB can be divided as the sub intervals, that is x0, x1, x2 and so on, xi minus 1 and so on, xn is equal to b. It means starting point will be a is equal to x0 and the ending point, that is xn, is equal to b. It means the closed interval AB can be divided into the sub intervals, that is x0, x1, x2 and so on, xn. This is called as the partition of a closed interval AB, or this is also called as the division of the closed interval AB. Partition of closed interval is also called as the division of closed interval AB. Then next definition will be length of the subinterval. Length of the subinterval. Length of the subinterval of the closed interval AB. So, the length of the subinterval of closed interval AB can be defined as IR and is denoted by delta R. Delta R and is defined as delta R is equal to XR minus 1. So it means the closed interval AB can be divided into the rth interval. Rth interval means x0, x1, x2 and so on up to xr. So the length can be finding by using the formula, that is delta R is equal to xr minus 1, or here we can also consider as the length of this closed interval AB as B minus A. So then next definition, that is norm of partition. Norm of partition. So norm of partition, this can be asked in 2019 for 2 marks question. Define the norm of partition. That is, norm of partition can be defined as the length of the greatest of all the intervals. The length of the greatest of all the intervals, that is closed interval xr minus 1 comma xr of the partition P, is called as the norm of partition. That is, definition is the length of the greatest of all the intervals xr minus 1 comma xr of the partition P will be called as norm of partition. And it is denoted by it is denoted by norm of P. So this norm of P can be written as maximum of delta R such that 1 is less than or equal to R, which is less than or equal to N. So here norm can be defined as the length of greatest of all the intervals. It means the given closed interval AB can be divided into sub intervals, then finding the length of the intervals. Length of the intervals means by using the formula, that is XR minus 1. For after finding these all lengths, which one is the greatest, that is called as the norm of the partition of the given closed interval, or here we write it as norm of P is equal to maximum of delta R, which is such that R is less than lies between 1 and N. So for this example is example P is equal to 1, 2, 4, 6, 9 be a partition of closed interval, be a partition of closed interval 1, 2, be a partition of 1 and 9, be a partition of closed interval 1, 9, then find its normal, then find its norm. So here the subinterval partition P is closed into partition P can be defined as 1, 2, 4, 6, 9 for the closed interval 1, 9. So here we write the subinterval as I1 is equal to closed interval 1, 2, I2 as 2, 4, I3 as closed interval 4, 6 and I5 as closed interval 6, 9. So for this, here we write this as delta 1. Delta 1 means length of the closed interval, that is I1, length of the closed interval of I1. So delta 1 can be written as 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 means it is 1, and delta 2 is equal to 4 minus 2, and delta 2 value is 2, and delta 3 means it is 6 minus 4, again it is also 2, and delta 4 is equal to 9 minus 6. 9 minus 6 means it is 3. So norm of partition can be defined as norm of P is equal to maximum of delta R such that 1 is less than or equal to R, which is less than or equal to N. So here our N value is 4, because here we divide the subintervals as I1, I2, I3 and I4. So norm of P is equal to maximum of delta R. Delta R means it is up to delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4. So values of delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3, delta 4 as 1, 2, 2 and 3. So for this maximum is 3. So norm of P will be. So for the partition P is equal to 1, 2, 4, 6, 9 be a partition of closed interval 1, 9, then its norm will be 3. This one is example. Again in 2019 they asked the 2 marks question, that is define norm of partition and also find the if P is equal to 1, 1.3, 1.5, 1.6, 1.9, 2 be a partition of closed interval 1, 2, then find its no. So again here we write the subinterval as I1 is equal to closed interval 1, 1.3 solution, and I2 is equal to 1.3, 1.5, I3 is equal to 1.5, 1.6, and I4 is equal to 1.6, 1.9, I5 is equal to 1.9, 2. So here delta 1 will be 1.3 minus 1, that is 0.3. Delta 2 is the length of the subinterval of I2, that is 1.5 minus 1.3, that is 0.2. And delta 3 is the length of the subinterval of closed interval I3, that is 1.6 minus 1.5 means again it is also 0.1. And delta 4 is length of the subinterval of I4, that is also 1.9 minus 1.6, it means it is 0.3. Then I5 means here length of subinterval of I5, that is 2 minus 1.9, again it is 0.1. So again norm of P can be defined as maximum of delta 5. Maximum of delta 5 means maximum of delta 1, delta 2, delta 3, delta 4 and delta 5. So delta 1 is 0.3, delta 2 is 0.2, delta 3 is 0.1, delta 4 is 0.3, delta 5 is 0.1. So in this bracket the 0.3 is value is greatest, so norm of P value is 0.3. So then next definition is upper and lower Riemann. Upper and lower Riemann, or this can also be called it as Darboux upper and lower sums. So this can be asked for 2 marks. Define the Darboux upper and lower sum, or define the upper and lower Riemann sums. This is the very important question for 2 marks. So definition is, let f of x be a bounded function in the closed interval AB. f of x be a bounded function in the closed interval AB, and P means partition set of the partition of closed interval AB. So P can be defined as, or P can be written as P is equal to A, which is equal to x0, x1, x2 and so on, xn, which is equal to B. This closed interval AB can be divided as subintervals, that is A is equal to x0, x1, x2 and so on, xn is equal to B. Be a partition of closed interval AB. And here let capital MR and small mr be the bounds of f of x in the rth subinterval. So now we define the upper and lower sums. So f of x is bounded function in the closed interval AB, and P be the partition of closed interval AB, and capital MR, small mr be the bounds of f of x. It means capital MR means upper bound, small mr means it is lower bound of the function f of x. Then upper sum can be defined as capital S is equal to, upper sum can be defined as capital S is equal to U of PF. U of PF, it can be written as upper sum of the function f of x with the partition P, which is equal to m1 delta 1 plus m2 delta 2 plus and so on, plus here we write it as mn into delta n, and again we write this term and summation sign, that is r is going from 1 to n, m r into delta r. This is called it as upper sum. Similarly, lower sum can be written as L of P of F. L of P comma F, which is equal to m1 delta 1 plus m2 delta 2 plus and so on, plus mn delta n. Again this can be written in the summation sign, that is r is equal to 1 to n small mn into delta n. So upper sum can be written as capital M1 delta 1 plus M2 delta 2 and so on, summation r is equal to 1 to n mr delta r. So similarly the lower sum can be written as L of P comma F, which is equal to M1 delta 1 plus M2 delta 2 plus and so on, Mn delta n in the summation sign, that is r is equal to 1 to n Mn delta n. This is the 2 marks question, that is upper and lower Riemann sums, or it is also called it as Darboux upper and lower sums. Then next definition is oscillatory sum. oscillatory sum can be defined as omega of p which is equal to summation r going from 1 to n capital MR into delta r minus summation r going from 1 to n small mr into delta r. This is called as the oscillatory sum with the partition P on the closed interval AB. This is called as the oscillatory sum of the function f of x with the partition P on the closed interval AB, or this can also be written as omega of p is equal to u of p comma f minus L of p comma f. It means upper Riemann sum minus lower Riemann sum, or difference of upper and lower sum is called as the oscillatory sum.